So to make the fairy cakes, you will need 125 grams of salted butter, 125 grams of caster sugar, which I've got here. You'll need 2 eggs, 1, 2. You'll need 125 grams of self-raising flour. You will need 5 millilitres of vanilla extract and 1 tablespoon of milk. I've got a little milk jug. You'll also need some bun cases, and then for your buttercream icing, you'll need icing sugar, 250 grams of icing sugar. You'll need 150 grams of unsalted butter, but I'm going to use slightly salted butter. You'll need 10 millilitres of the vanilla extract, 60 millilitres of the strawberry jam, and you'll need some more icing sugar to dust on top. So first, preheat your oven to 180 degrees, and then I have weighed out my flour, sugar and butter, and you should have 125 grams, so that's 100, 2 tens and 5 ones, 125, and each one needs to be the same, so all 3 of them have 125 grams. And even though they all weigh the same, I have different amounts in each bowl. I wonder why, even though there's 125 grams of flour and 125 grams of sugar, it looks like I have less sugar. Does anybody know why? It's because the sugar is heavier than the flour. Put your butter and sugar into a mixing bowl, and you can either mix it by hand or you can mix it using an electric whisk, or I'm going to use my mixer to combine it all together. Once you have started to combine the butter and the sugar together, you can add an egg. Once you have cracked the egg, you can combine that. Just do one for now, mix it together and add your other one in a minute. Then add your second egg. And mix it together again. Next, we will need a sieve. I'm going to sift the flour into the bowl so it doesn't have any lumps in. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of flour in. And then you get to shake it out like this. And you can see all of the flour going in, and it's nice and smooth, and all of the big chunks sit at the bottom of the sieve. Very good, and then add some more. Pick up your sieve, shake it side to side, and sift the flour until all of the lumps come out. Last bit. There we go. And then I'm going to take a spoon and I'm going to gently fold the flour in. So you're just really gently combining it, mixing it all together, and this is really good for your hands and your wrists to make them nice and strong for writing and cutting. And then keep mixing it until you can't see any of the flour anymore, so you shouldn't be able to see any bits of flour, and you're going to mix it until it's nice and smooth. We are going to add our milk and vanilla. You will need 1 tablespoon of milk and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. The tablespoon is the bigger spoon and the teaspoon is the smaller spoon, so don't get them mixed up. A tablespoon is about 15 ml and a teaspoon is 5. So I've already measured out my milk. I'm going to pour that in. It's not a lot. And then I'm going to add my vanilla extract. teaspoon. I'm just going to pour it on and dip it in. And then I'm going to mix it until it's combined. Once the mixture is combined, you should be able to pick it up and it should start to fall off the spoon. And that's how you know you've got it to the right consistency. So then what you're going to need to do, you're going to take your bun cases and you need 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bun cases. And then I'm going to spoon in about 1.5 tablespoons in each bun case. Don't fill it up too high because they'll rise when they cook. I'm going to do this 12 times and then I'm going to pop them in. Once you have spooned all of the mixture into the cake tins or the bun tins, we are going to set a timer for 18 minutes. So 18 is 1, 10 and 8 ones. I'm going to click start and then pop them in the oven. You might need a grown-up to help you because ovens are very hot. So once your buns are cooked, we are going to make our buttercream. So you need to put 150 grams of unsalted butter and 250 grams of icing sugar in a bowl and combine. Add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract to your icing sugar and then combine again. Until it's all combined and ready. Once you've mixed your butter and icing sugar, you're going to get a bun. You need to maybe get a grown-up to do this bit, but you need to cut the top off carefully. Watch your fingers. And then you're going to cut the top in half, so that's 2 equal pieces. And then they are going to be your fairy wings. Next, I'm going to pipe my icing sugar and butter mixture on my bun. Then I'm going to add a teaspoon of jam on top. And then I'm going to put my fairy wings on. And then I'm just going to decorate with some icing sugar. And that's your fairy cake.